All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, resuming the docket. And I think I'm going to call Ms. Tardy first so that we can resolve her matter and allow the officer to leave. This is Venus Tardy, case number 154732261. The charge is allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and count 2 is driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. If Ms. Venus Tardy is in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record. Unmute yourself, Ms. Tardy, and say your name for the record.
I'm calling her, Your Honor.
Your Honor, she ought to be on video
Venus
as well.
Tardy.
This is the prosecutor.
Ms. Tardy?
Hi, turn on your video, please, on Zoom. The judge is calling you and unmute.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to unmute it. That's what I was just doing. Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Tardy, are you able to connect with your video?
I'm trying, Your Honor. I'm trying, Your Honor.
Okay, what kind of device do you have?
Android.
Okay. And does it say video somewhere? Or have a picture of a camera?
Start video. Okay. Here we go. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Your name for the record.
Venus Tardy.
All right. And Ms. Tardy, today is the date and time for trial in this matter. Who is representing Ms. Tardy?
I am, Your Honor, for the record, Nicole Sadi, P74238, representing Ms. Tardy.
Thank you. And for the people? Officer Knox.
Good morning, Your Honor. Detroit Police Detective Derek Knox, dash number D3715.
And Mr. Morgan. Is Mr. Morgan still on?
I'm here, Your Honor. Stephen Morgan on behalf of the city of Detroit.
All right, sir. And how do you wish to proceed today?
Your Honor, the people
Ms.
are.
Sadi. Go ahead. Either one.
We're ready to go to trial, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the people are requesting a brief adjournment so that we can review the evidence that was put forward to the city. There are certain things about this evidence that appear not to actually apply to the situation that occurred 6 years ago. I don't want to put any substantive information on the record at this point. I don't think it would be appropriate.
Okay, so there was evidence, just so I understand, there was evidence that was proffered to the city today, and the city is asking for an adjournment for time to review that. And my understanding from Ms. Sade is that she is unwilling to allow that accommodation on behalf of her client.
Not true.
Oh,
I would be willing, my client would be willing to give the prosecutor a one-day adjournment to review the registration and title she submitted.
is that sufficient, Mr. Morgan?
Oh, that's sufficient, Your Honor. That's all we said in the first
For the
place.
record, Ms. Sadi, when did you have this change of position, ma'am?
Actually, if we review the video, it's the first thing I put forward, Your Honor. And then after that, Officer Knox put some other things on the forward regarding this case, and the court had a discussion. Mr. Knox had a discussion, but very first thing I put forward was that I talked to Mr. Morgan and that he wanted a one-day adjournment. I didn't oppose it.
That wasn't my recollection. That wasn't my recollection. If that is accurate, then the court apologizes to you, because that is not what I thought your position was at all. But I think that is certainly reasonable.
Thank you.
And so we will adjourn this until tomorrow to give the opportunity for the people to review the evidence. And I don't know, Officer Knox, if you're able to come back tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Zoom court tomorrow and in-person court tomorrow. So I just ask that you all to be a little patient, but I will make myself available. It's just,
Okay.
I just have to clone myself.
Okay, and if perhaps Prosecutor Morgan has your contact information, he can call you if he needs you, if we need you. How would that work?
I think that would be fine for the people.
Okay, so Officer Knox, why don't we do that, and the court will grant the adjournment to allow the people to review the information that has been provided by Ms. Tardy. For all persons in
Okay.
agreement, we will see
Yeah,
you
'cause-
tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you very much. You may disconnect. And the court is calling Devin Atterbury. Devin Atterbury. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what, Madam Ms. Moore, let me call your client since you're retained counsel, so we can let you leave.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me see if I can do this name. All right. The court is calling Alexandra Apostolovsky. Apostolovsky.
Hi, Alexander Postolovsky.
Thank you, sir. And the case number is 207-110-791. The charge is reckless driving. Count 2 of that same ticket is no insurance. And count 3 is driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. For the record, who's representing Mr. Apostolovsky?
Sally Moore, P55851, appearing on behalf of Mr. Apostolovsky.
Thank you so much. How do you wish to proceed, Ms. Moore?
Your Honor, at this time, we've had an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. We've reached an agreement and we would like to enter a guilty plea to the reduced charges.
All right, now which charge is Mr. Apostolovsky pleading guilty to?
All are being dismissed. He will be pleading guilty to MCL 257.653B, which is approaching and passing stationary vehicle. It's a duty of care violation. Also, there'll be a dismissal of the no proof of insurance, which I believe is count 3, and he'll be pleading guilty to count 2, operating an unregistered vehicle.
Okay. Count 3 is actually operating an unregistered vehicle.
My apologies, then it's the other way
That's
around.
okay. Just trying, and count 2 is the no insurance.
Correct.
So that was being dismissed. He's having 2 dismissed or amended. Which one is being amended to MCL 257 duty of care?
The reckless driving, Your Honor, count 1.
Okay. Okay. So again, may I have that MCL?
I have it as 257.653, lowercase b as in Bravo.
And it's
It is
exercise due care, is that what it is?
it's approaching and passing stationary solid waste collection vehicle, utility service vehicle, or road maintenance vehicle, duty to exhibit due care and caution.
Okay. And the record will so reflect, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to repeat all of that.
Appreciate it, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Mr. Apostolovsky. Is it a civil infraction, or is that a misdemeanor offense?
Your Honor, this is the prosecutor, Stephen Morgan, on behalf of the city of Detroit. That's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
And in the Secretary of State Offense Index Code, they describe it as due care and caution for waste utility road maintenance vehicles. That's MCL 257.653 small b.
Okay.
I chatted it to you as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Apostolovsky, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, were you advised of your right to a trial?
Yes.
And sir, you understand that normally that trial would take place in person in the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, the courthouse is closed to the public. And so you have agreed to participate on the Zoom technology. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, did you have an opportunity to speak to your attorney about all of your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or offer you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
Sir, are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you are waiving or giving up your right to a trial.
Yes.
And despite the fact that you're giving up your right to a trial, you wish to go forward with the plea today. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, on the date, the time, and the location indicated in the ticket, ending in 10791, were you driving a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And sir, did you fail to exercise due care and caution for a waste utility road maintenance vehicle?
Yes.
And Ms. Moore, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court will accept the guilty plea as to that charge, being satisfied with the factual basis. And Mr. Apostolowski, on that same date and time in the ticket ending in 10793, were you stopped by a police officer and asked for a valid registration?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so were you able to produce a valid registration for that officer?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Moore, are you satisfied?
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court will accept the guilty plea to that matter as well, being satisfied with the factual basis. Madam Clerk, do you have a total for Mr. Apostolowski?
Your Honor, the average amount is $240, but this is a different situation. So you can assess his amount. You don't have any additional reinstatement fees, so.
He does not. All right. $300 for that charge. And what about for the insurance charge, ma'am? Is that for both, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, $300. There are no mandatory fees connected with these charges, sir. And the court can give you 30 days to pay. Is that going to be sufficient?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 30 days to pay. Anything else, Ms. Moore or Mr. Apostolowski? You know how to pay, sir, on the internet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Moore?
Nothing, Your Honor. We thank you for the court's indulgence. Thank you,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Prosecutor.
Thank you so much. You may disconnect from the hearing. And the
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
You
Thank
guys take care.
Be safe.
Thank you. The court is calling Devin Atterbury. Devin Atterbury.
It's
And-
Devontae Atterbury.
It's Devontae, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Devontae Atterbury. Case
Yeah.
number SP 111-49021. Devontae Atterbury and the charger's driver's license suspended. Also for Mr. Atterbury, SP 111-48421. Expired plates, and count 2 of that same ticket, no proof of insurance. All right, Mr. Atterbury, who's representing Mr. Atterbury?
I am, Your Honor, for the record, Nicole Sadi. And Your Honor, I did have a chance to consult with my client and to go over the offer. At this time, he'd like to take advantage of the plea agreement. And that is to plead responsible to P1114842 count 1 expired plates amend to failure to display, with the other ticket and the other charge dismissed.
Okay, so he's pleading to no insurance?
No, this is written a little odd. I'm trusting corporate counsel on this. I haven't seen it really written like this. It looks like on this form, it looks like plead responsible to the expired plates. 1148421. And this is where I hadn't seen this, but I'm trusting corporate counsel. It would be amended. The expired plates would be amended to a failure to display, with the other charges, the driving while license suspended and the civil infraction of no proof of insurance would both be dismissed. That's how I understood.
Mr. Morgan, is that what you intend? So expired plates is being amended to failure to display. Mr. Morgan. So Ms. Sade, you have him pleading to one matter and two matters are being dismissed. Is that correct?
Yes, that's how I understood the plea agreement form, yes. And that's how my client understands it.
Your Honor, Mr. Morgan needs to come take a look at this offer.
Okay, so we're gonna have to recall Mr. Atterbury.
Okay.
Is it confusing to you, Madam Clerk, because you're the one that's entering it into the system?
Yes, that's why he needs to come and take a look at it.
Okay, so I don't know where he went. He's still showing on the screen, but when he comes back, we will recall Mr. Atterbury your case. Okay, having some difficulty trying to figure it out. I appreciate your courtroom address, Mr. Atterbury.
Thank you.
All right, sir. So just wait a few minutes and we'll recall.
Okay.
The court is calling Layla Armstrong. Layla Armstrong.
I'm here.
Ms. Armstrong, let me find your case number. Case number SP 9851401. Lolita Armstrong, and the charge is allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Count 2 of that same ticket is no insurance. Ms. Armstrong, please say your full name for the record.
Layla Armstrong.
Thank you. And who's representing Ms. Armstrong?
I am Nicole Sadi for the record. And the way I understood this, in the way that Ms. Armstrong understands it, and what we're agreeing to, is a guilty plea to allowing the unlicensed driver to drive, though technically Mr. Morgan may have to mark that on the form. But he did mark dismissing without prejudice count 2, which was the no insurance count. Ms. Armstrong and I had a chance to discuss this, and she would like to agree to the plea recommendation.
Okay. What is count 1 that she's pleading to, Ms.?
It is allowing, yeah, thank you. It was allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Okay, so what was confusing about that?
Technically, it's not marked. The guilty portion on the plea recommendation isn't marked, but what is marked is the dismissal for the second count.
Okay, Madam Clerk, is that your understanding of what's?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, take a look at this one too, because we don't know if count 1 is going to be amended because he didn't put anything on the offer.
So we have to recall that one as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so is there, excuse me, is there anyone remaining?
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
Thomas. Can we go for Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Thomas, case number SP 1074600 count 1. Improper plates, count 2 of that same ticket, driving an untitled or unregistered vehicle, count 3, no insurance, and SP 1074626 same defendant, improper left turn. If Mr. Thomas is in the virtual courtroom, please say your full name for the record.
John Adiatunde Thomas.
Thank you. And who's representing Mr. Thomas?
I am Nicole Sadi for the record, and this does look like a complete offer to me. I did speak with Mr. Thomas. He would like to take it. If he pleads responsible to the last ticket on the docket here, SP 107-46261 to an improper left turn, this contemplates dismissal of the other 3 charges. Ticket,
So
and
Mr. Thomas is pleading to a civil infraction, 1 count of a civil infraction, improper left turn, and everything else is being dismissed. Is that correct?
yes, that's our understanding and his agreement.
Okay. All right. Mr. Thomas, the court does not need to swear you in, take a factual basis as to the civil infraction. So we merely need your plea of responsible to the ticket ending in 46261, indicating that on the date and the time and the location in that ticket, you were stopped by a police officer and you had made an improper left turn. Are you pleading responsible to that charge, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The court will accept the responsible plea. Madam Clerk, do you have an amount for Mr. Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor, that responsible plea is $130, and he has no additional reinstatement fee.
Okay, so $130, Mr. Thomas. And because that's a civil infraction, the time frame is 14 days to pay. Are you able to pay within that time frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, thank you. If you have no questions, you may disconnect from the hearing. That leaves Mr. Berry and Ms. Armstrong, who have both some unresolved issues that we need Prosecutor Morgan to weigh in on. If he's,
I don't know where he is. I texted him.
okay, I'm going to exit the live stream.